This was my first attempt at recreating moon phases, assuming a textured concave lunar surface. And what I did was cut a practice golf ball in half, cored out the center to make it concave, then moved a light source representing the sun back and forth in relation to it, and you can see how the moon phases are mimicked. Now, this was not perfect, but it was my first attempt, and it taught me how to recreate moon phases, which you will see next. This is a better demonstration of moon phases that I did. In this one, I have created a concave lens, painted that lens with translucent white paint, and then added luminescent paint as well. I then added craters to the surface of that concave lens to create my assumed concave moon in order to reproduce the moon phases under the assumptions of a concave light source moving inside of a dome relative to another light source. In this one you will see that. Here I'm going to add light to show you that it's inside of a dome structure. I'm charging it with the light so you can see it's giving its own light. And then I'm going to move the light source in relation to this. And if you watch closely, the main light source, the largest light source going to the left here, is the sun, represents the sun. And you see that the lit portion of the moon is always closest to the sun. The crescent, when you have the crescent moon on both sides, you will see that the sun is closest to that. Now, I'm getting ready to move the sun into what would be considered the full position, which is pretty much right there. Now it's going to come back over. You're going to watch quarter phase, and then you're going to see crescent phase. And as I said, it's on the side of the main source light, just like we see in real life. You can see the shadow of the craters happening. So the sun is causing a lot of the light phenomenon that we see on the surface of the moon. However, the moon is not a sphere, it's concave. The phases, the craters, the shadows, being able to see the unlit portion, all evidence that it is a concave surface. It's a concave light source moving in relation to our sun, our daytime light source. So we have the sun that rules the day and the moon that rules the night. You can plainly see how moon phases are working under this scenario. So again, a win for biblical cosmology.